Leadership Retreat is an annual program that began in 2007 when the three offices of campus activities collaborated to bring our students together. The program originally started as a one-day program and has grown to a 2.5-day program here on Shelter Island at the Quinnipiac Retreat Center. The program brings together our orientation leaders, peer mentors, student government leaders, campus activities board members, and basically any other student that wants to discover him or herself at a program.
Well, every group that we have is different. This year, the students, like every group, get here and they're a little bit tentative and they're a little bit anxious to meet new people in a completely unfamiliar place, for a lot of them quite far from where they call home. We start them off after we do some introductions and expectations with a low ropes course that really requires that they open up and start trusting each other and learning how to communicate in smaller groups that they've been designated and broken into. We continue that through the weekend with 4 different experiential education activities that they will learn to work through to help them be able to use in developing their leadership skills here, so they can return to the campus as stronger student leaders, better student advocates, and all around great student ambassadors for us.
At our student leadership retreat, we are looking for students to learn what their strengths are. We have the students take an assessment called the Strengths Quest before they arrive, so that they start their learning even before they end up here at our beautiful camp setting. The students are learning to identify what their strengths are and then build on them using something called the social change model. This is the theoretical framework we provide for them to help them identify what individually what their core values are, for them to understand how to collaborate and work as a team to really improve the group setting and the group functions. And then again, to bring all of that back out to the greater society through citizenship and through our global connections, and understanding how all of the group development that they have here over the weekend through the experiences, through the activities that we do, how that helps them in every setting when they come back to the campus, to their environments, to their friends and families, to their part-time jobs. Those are things that they can carry forward with them.
So the program that I really enjoyed the most that I was able to do with the students was doing the Create a Nation. So the students were able to create a nation that allowed them to work together as a team, and the purpose of this was for them to bring out their creativity and bring out teamwork abilities. And so the students were able to create their own team name. They were able to come up with their own national animal. They were able to create their own national motto, as well as 5 core values that the nation had or represented. And so it was really nice to be able to see the students come together and perform something really nice. And it really showed that they were a cohesive group and they were enjoying themselves. And it allowed us to see how well they interacted, which is the whole purpose of them being here at Shelter Island, to see how well they work with each other, not knowing who they are, because all the students come from different campuses.
The activity I liked doing the best was the one that I did with the students in Wesley Hall up there, where I had a fake scenario, obviously, when I said there was a meteor that was going to come hit the planet Earth, and we had a spaceship, and they could each take 10 things or people or the most important things to them in their lives on the spaceship with them. So I made them write up a list of all these things, and then I slowly said there's too much weight on the spaceship, so they had to slowly start crossing off certain people or things, whatever they had on their list, until it came down to just having one thing left on the list, and themselves. It helped them to prioritize the most important things in their lives and showed them really what was important.
Being a leader is often about not only stepping into the role of leadership and leading yourself, but enabling others to lead. And I think that's one of the really big challenges that our students face when they're here is when they're in their core groups and they're working through these difficult situations, these conflicts that we put them in, they ultimately often will get frustrated because they think, well, my idea is the idea that needs to be heard. And sometimes it is heard and it's an idea that the group is going to move forward with, but also other times the group has other ideas that need to be heard as well. So it's a real back and forth experience of stepping into a role of leading the group, but also enabling others to lead. And I think that's a big part of overcoming that conflict and with civility, as we say, to really understand the difference, hearing the differences of opinions, understanding the opinions of others, bringing that to the group and really working as a group in group leadership to move forward and what the best idea is to overcome the obstacle that they're faced with.
Jim Keene and I drove out here just to spend some time with the students in the leadership program, and it's a great program. You know, it's an opportunity to develop skills for students that they'll carry through their whole lives, and they'll manifest themselves in ways that probably the students don't even realize yet. And you know, Suffolk County being able to provide this opportunity for the students, I think, is just enhances their experience at the college.
It's great to be out here this afternoon. I always say that this is probably one of the most important activities that our college does, bringing all student leaders together to really get a chance to get to know themselves better, get to know their colleagues better, and to build a skill set that they bring back to the campus to serve our students. The students on this retreat serve our campuses in a million different ways through student activities, orientation, leadership programs, and really serve as great ambassadors to our institution. So what they do and what they go back and the way they touch students throughout our campuses, both new students and continuing students, is just amazing.
One of the best parts of the leadership retreat at Quinnipiac in Shelter Island is that the students from Suffolk County Community College have one chance to stay in cabins all together for 2 nights. And this is something that they rarely get to do because Suffolk County Community College is a commuter campus. So a lot of times they'll be able to learn how to deal with other people in group settings and work through the conflicts, whether they're doing something that's structured or if it's individually when they're all 20 or 30 people staying in a cabin-like situation. So it's a really unique opportunity at a very beautiful place on Shelter Island. So they get to see a part of Long Island that they don't always see, and that's a very beautiful part of this trip that we love.
I think choosing Shelter Island, really a lot of what went into that was the idea of taking them to somewhere where most of them have never been. It's a new environment. They're with new students, new people, that they're having these brand new experiences that really require them to step out of their comfort zone. So in doing that, it's really putting them in a place where they have to trust the others around us, trust the process, trust the fellow students, their fellow leaders, and it really enabled them to do something in a very different way. And I think that's really, we've seen them come back to campus now and really take the skills that they've learned here and apply back to campus.